Hello, beautiful people. It's a good time to relax, unwind, and maybe share a few scriptures. You know how we do. Guys, you know how the scripture says, if you're neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out. Yeah, like that. What does that actually mean? If you're one of those people that have been hearing these scriptures a lot but don't actually relate to what it actually says, you're welcome to Scriptures and Insights with Jay. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get to know about any new video that I put out. So I know a lot of people don't like to read the book of Revelation because it's so scary. But in the beginning of Revelations, Apostle John had a lot of letters to write because he was getting revelations about things to write to letters to write to different churches. And this particular one in Revelations 3, from verse 14, it was about the Laodicean church. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but Laodicean church, yes, and they were called the lukewarm church. Why? That was revealed in verse 17 of this scripture, where they thought they were rich, but instead they were wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked. What do you hear? Deception. They were not what they thought they were. Deception. We've been in that situation. Anybody could have been there, where you think, oh, I've gotten a hang of this. I'm now a pro in being a good person. And at the end of the day, one thing like that happens and you realize that, oh, I'm actually not as good as I thought, or maybe I'm not as strong as I thought I was, or you think there's this particular thing that, oh, I've overcome it. Then all of a sudden you're like, what happened? I'm not what I thought I was. At that particular point, I realized that this scripture was not talking about room temperature water, but actually about who you're created to be. No one was created to be in between. You are either hot or cold. You've got to be something. What are you? I read a book recently where the author was talking about an old sage who was on his deathbed, surrounded by his students, and he was weeping. And he was asked why he's weeping. You've led a good life. The man said, if I get to heaven and I'm asked, why did you not live like a Moses? Why were you not a Moses? He will say, I wasn't born to be a Moses. Or he say, okay, why were you not an Elijah? He could boldly say he was not born to be an Elijah. But the name of the man was Zeus or something about that. So he said, if I'm asked, why was I never a Zeusia? I wouldn't know what to answer. So if I'm asked, why were you never a Jennifer? What would I answer? So that's the point. You're supposed to be something, hot or cold. What exactly are you? Or are you still living in deception? You can't exactly know what you are supposed to be or be who you are supposed to be until it is revealed to you. Here comes the solution that Christ brings. In this scripture, we could identify 3 problems. And definitely Christ, smart man, he always brings solutions when a problem is pointed out. Yeah. So there were 3 problems here. He said they were poor, wretched, miserable. You could say they were poor. And then they were naked and blind. He said, for poverty, come to me and buy gold, refined by fire. For nakedness, come to me, get white garment. And for your blindness, I'll give you an eye salve to anoint your eyes so you can see. But for this video, I'm only going to talk about the first solution. Then we'll take it in parts. For poverty, Christ said, come to me and buy gold. Who knew Jesus Christ was a businessman? We thought he was a carpenter's son. Yeah, so he said, come to me and buy, gold refined by fire. If all you have and all you are from God, then that is exactly what you are supposed to be. He didn't say go and buy. He said, come to me and buy. You have gold. Where did you buy it from? You're looking all shiny. Some people will say, my life is perfect. I don't need help. That's exactly what this place is talking about. You don't need what? You need Jesus. You need Jesus. And that's the truth. Like, what is your truth? Where did you get it from? What's the basis of your truth? This makes you ask questions like, has my gold been refined, or is still just gold that is learning work? If your gold has not been refined by the refiner's fire, you're here to come up. Maybe you think you've had gold. Maybe you think you've always been good by yourself. I'm perfect. My life is good enough. Scripture says, the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and added no sorrow. God will not give you gifts that will harm you. Yes. If they have sharp edges, He will file them until they can't hurt. If they're filthy, He will wash them and purge them clean so you don't get dirty. Now here's a word for you. It will hurt. It will be painful. It might even be the hardest time you've ever had in your life. It might be tough, but you'll be fine. You've got to let the refiner's fire purify your gold. You may lose that job by not compromising. That man might walk away when you tell him the truth about yourself. But that's your truth. Trust me, you will leave. God is not done with you yet. And by the time He's done, you'd be beautiful. You'd be sparkling. You'd be stunning. You'd be the most beautiful sight the world has ever seen. My friend, you'll be real gold. So what sayest thou? Shall we go patronize the businessman Jesus and get some real gold purified by fire? While you contemplate on that, why not take out the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel? Hit the notification bell to be notified about any new videos I put out, because that will be part 2 and part 3 of this particular topic. You've got to be hot and you don't want to miss out on it. Like, comment and share. Love you. Bye.